Good afternoon and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. It is Thursday, May 18th at 2 p.m. and we are here for our regularly scheduled business meeting. Let's take a roll call of commissioners. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioner Justin Williams, Commissioner Carolee Williams, Commissioner Caston, and Chair Belser, and with us virtually we have Commissioner Irvin. I note that Commissioner Thomas is on annual leave and Vice Chair Powers is on medical leave. Before we begin our agenda, I invite you to join me for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Scarborough.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commissioners. The first item of business is to set the next regularly scheduled business meeting. Staff recommends that the next Commission business meeting be scheduled for Thursday, May 25th, 2023 at 2 p.m.
Thank you. Well, we'll hold our next regularly scheduled meeting next Thursday, May 25th at 2 p.m.
Today we have 19 items on the utilities agenda and 15 items on the transportation agenda. Item number 1 is in docket number 2022-84WS. This is the motion for admission pro hoc vici of Hayes, Jernigan, Finley, Esquire, on behalf of Strata Audubon, LLC and Strata Viridian, LLC.
Commissioners, with regard to agenda item 1, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the Commission grant the motion for admission of pro hoc vici of Haynes, Jernigan, Finley.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 also is in docket number 2022-84WS. This is a motion for a protective order filed by Conservis, LLC. Staff recommends that this item be carried over.
Item number 2 is carried over.
Item number 3 appears in dockets numbered 2022-151WS, 2022-161W, 2022-166W, and 2022-167W. This is a request by CSWR, South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC, for confidential treatment of attachments A and B to its quarterly customer service reports.
Commissioners, with regard to agenda item 3 and the dockets identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Belser, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Carolee Williams is recognized.
Thank you. I move that the Commission grant CSWR, South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC's request for confidential treatment of attachments A and B to the quarterly consumer service reports in docket numbers 2022-151-WS, 2022-161-W, 2022-166-W, and 2022-167-W.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 4 is in docket number 2023-1E. This is a request from Duke Energy Progress, LLC, for confidential treatment of Exhibit 3 of witness Tom Simrell's testimony in this docket.
With regard to agenda item 4, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin is recognized.
thank you. I move that the Commission grant Duke Energy Progress LLC's request for confidential treatment of Exhibit number 3 to Tom Simrell's testimony. I further move with regard to request for clarification of order number 2023-261, that number 4 in directive order 2023-261 be amended as follows.
Wait a minute. I think we're only on item number 4, Commissioner.
I apologize.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin to grant the confidential treatment to the requested exhibit of testimony. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams. Commissioner Justin Williams.
If you would indulge me a minute, Chair. Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 5 appears in docket number 2023-38E and involves a letter from Duke Energy Progress LLC and Duke Energy Carolinas LLC requesting clarification on the rulings in Commission Order number 2023-261.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Justin Williams is recognized.
Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that number 4 in Directive Order number 2023-261 be amended in the following manner. Immediately following oral arguments on the legal issue in common on both dockets, or in both dockets, I should say, the Commission will receive any testimony and evidence presented by the parties as to factual issues in docket number 2023-38-E. After which the Commission will conduct a hearing to receive testimony and evidence related to the factual issues in docket number 2023-39-E. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Justin Williams with regard to agenda item 5. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Justin Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 also is in docket number 2023-38E. This is a motion from Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated to strike the pre-filed surrebuttal testimony of Carolina's Clean Energy Business Association witness Brett Sowers.
With regard to agenda item 6, identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Justin Williams, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the Commission hold in abeyance Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated's motion to strike oral arguments on this motion. To strike will be made by parties and other interested stakeholders as a preliminary matter prior to the start of oral arguments on the common legal issue in docket number 2023-38-E. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Justin Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Justin Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 7 is in dockets number 2023-38E and 2023-39E. This is a motion from Richard Witt, Esquire, to withdraw his counsel for Carolina's Clean Energy Business Association in these dockets.
With regard to utilities agenda item 7, is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Justin Williams, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the Commission grant Attorney Richard Witt's motion to withdraw his counsel for Carolina's Clean Energy Business Association in docket numbers 2023-38E and 2023-39E. So moved.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Justin Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Aye.
Thank you. Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 8 appears in docket number 2023-19E, which is a pair of requests for a like facility determination by Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated and Lone Star Solar LLC.
With regard to utilities agenda item 8, is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
I feel like this is Jeopardy, Madam Chair. Is this the daily double? I'm sorry for that. I want to add a little bit of levity to our business meeting today. Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the commission grant the request for a like facility determination pursuant to South Carolina Code, Section 58-33-10-1, for a fold-in requested by Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated for the Watery St. George 230 kV line into the Lone Star switching station. With regard to the request of Lone Star Solar LLC for a like facility determination for the Lone Star project, I move, based on specific circumstances of this matter, that the commission find the Lone Star conductor segment is not a transmission line which would require siting under the Utility Facility Siting and Environmental Protection Act. The Lone Star conductor segment functions as a substation bus to connect substation structures and equipment located within the Lone Star substation to substation structures and equipment located within the adjacent Dominion Energy South Carolina switching station. In its letter dated May 3rd, 2023, the Office of Regulatory Staff concluded, based upon its review of Lone Star's request, the Dominion Energy South Carolina like facility request, and the information provided by Lone Star, that the conductor segment identified in Lone Star's request does not constitute a transmission line as defined by NERC and does not meet the definition of a major utility facility pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated Section 58-33-20. I further move that Dominion Energy South Carolina and Lone Star notify the Commission and the Office of Regulatory Staff of completion of each project within 10 days of its completion. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Justin Williams on Utility Agenda Item 8. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll
Chair
call.
Belsler.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Thank you. I feel like a number of times I start by saying this is a really hard decision, and I do recommend that we take these up as two separate questions, one for the desk request and the other for the Lone Star request. I happen to think that this connection that Lone Star has applied for is a relatively minor application. I certainly want to encourage and support the solar that's associated with, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to look at the utility siting and environmental protection law and to make determinations based on that law. And that law, emanates from the 1960s and 70s. That law gives us two clauses to consider, whether it's an electric generating plant, which it's not, and associated facilities designed for or capable of operation at a capacity or more than 75 megawatts. Potentially, this connection is a part of a substation that could be a part of associated with generation. The other option is an electric transmission line and associated facility of a designed operating voltage of 125 kilovolts or more, which it is using, provided, however, that the words major utility facility shall not include electric distribution lines and associated facilities. Potentially, I'm told this could be the substation could be distribution in nature, but I don't know. I think that part of the challenge is that this kind of generation was not contemplated at the time of the Utility Siting and Environmental Act. And so I've really got a quandary because of that. And I think that the motion that's made is legally defensible and very tempting. And I'm really just offering my thoughts just to make my position more clear. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Anything further?
Madam Chair, I move to table the motion to bifurcate.
Well, let me clarify. Are you making a motion to split this into two?
It's my understanding that Commissioner Carolee Williams was going to split the issue, and I moved to table that.
I'm just trying to seek clarification if she did indeed ask for that.
I did not specifically. I will. This is not my, my forte. I will request that we split it into the two applications.
Okay. There's a motion to bifurcate the motion into two, and there's a motion to table. We take up the motion to table first. Commissioner Urban on the motion to table.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't think our job is to put up unreasonable obstacles to commercial development. And there were a lot of ifs and maybes and might in that last motion to bifurcate. And, if we...
Commissioner Urban, I hate to interrupt you, but I don't think the motion to table is debatable. I was calling for your vote on the motion to table.
Thank you. I wasn't aware of that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. That's my fault.
That's quite all right. I vote aye to table.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams?
No.
Commissioner Caston?
No.
I vote aye. The motion is tabled to bifurcate. We're back to the main motion as proposed by Commissioner Justin Williams. And we will proceed to a roll call. Is there any further discussion on the main motion before we proceed to a vote? Hearing none, we'll start with Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
No.
Commissioner Caston.
Madam Chair, I do. I'm going to vote no. I will note that the NERC definition that was mentioned is nowhere to be found in the Citing Act, and the like facility assertion I do not agree with relative to Lone Star. So I share Carolee's concerns, but I'm going to respectfully vote no.
Thank you. Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Irvin votes aye. I vote aye. Did I cover everybody? Okay.
Yes.
Is that 3-2 by my count?
Yes, ma'am.
The motion carries by a vote of 3-2.
Item number 9 is in docket number 2023-140E. This is a request for acceptance of filing of the power purchase agreement between King Street West 115 LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC, along with a request for confidential treatment of certain portions of the agreement. Staff recommends that this item be carried over.
Item number 9 is carried over.
Item number 10 is in docket number 2011-158E, which is a request by Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC for confidential treatment of the annual report of investments in exempt wholesale generators and foreign utility companies.
With regard to agenda item 10, as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Belser.
Commissioner Carolee Williams is recognized.
Thank you. I move that the Commission grant the request of Duke Energy Corporation's, Duke Energy, for confidential treatment of the annual report of investments in exempt wholesale generators and foreign utility companies. This request for confidential treatment is made pursuant to South Carolina Code Annotated Regulations 103-804-S2. Duke Energy asserts that the report contains confidential, proprietary, and sensitive information that, if disclosed, could harm Duke Energy's investment and business interest in the competitive market and is entitled to protection under the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Carolee Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams?
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 11 appears in docket number 2022-13A, Staff presents for commission consideration final disposition of the application of Chem Nuclear Systems LLC, a subsidiary of Energy Solutions Company, for adjustments in the levels of allowable cost and for identification of allowable cost for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023.
Commissioners, with regard to agenda item 11, is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Justin Williams is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the commission accept total allowable cost of $3,856,715, identified by Chem Nuclear as being recoverable for its fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022, accept and identify as allowable cost for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023, fixed cost of $3,189,299 and a regular cost of $367,612, and approve variable cost rates for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023, as proposed and contained in amended Exhibit C to the amended application. The actual expenses in the variable cost category will be determined in the next proceeding, which will occur next year, and will be dependent upon actual volumes and classes of waste received by Chem Nuclear. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, with regard to Commissioner Williams' motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Justin Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 12 is in docket number 2021-5EG. This is a request from Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated for confidential treatment of its FERC Form Number 2.
With regard to agenda item 12, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin.
I move that the commission ask Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated to provide documentation to the commission demonstrating that the same select information on its FERC Form Number 2, for which the company requests confidentiality from this commission, is also maintained as confidential non-public information at FERC. If the company has not filed its FERC Form 2 with FERC at this time, Piedmont must certify that the same request shall be made to FERC so that the information will not be made public and shall remain confidential upon filing with FERC. Information subject to public release by or from other commissions, courts, or jurisdictions is not eligible confidential status restricted from public use. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 13 is in docket number 2022-151WS. This is a request from Total Environmental Solutions, LLC, for a lease of letters of credit on file with the commission.
Commissioners, we've heard agenda item 13 identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Chair Belzer, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Thank you. I move that the commission grant the request of Total Environmental Solutions, Inc. for release of 2 letters of credit in the amount of $100,000 each, so that these letters of credits can be canceled. The chief clerk of the commission is directed to send these 2 letters of credit to CoBank ACB as requested by Total Environmental Solutions, Inc. The sale of assets and transfer of facilities, territories, and certificates of public convenience and necessity from Total Environmental Solutions, Inc. to CSWR South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC was approved by order number 2022-834. On March 6, 2023, the commission was notified of the acquisition of Total Environmental Solutions, Inc. was completed on February 2nd, 2023.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Carolee Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 14 appears in docket number 2022-23E, which is a motion for admission pro hoc vici of Dorothy E. Jaffe Esquire and Justin T. Somolowski Esquire on behalf of Sierra Club.
With regard to Utilities Agenda Item 14, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston is recognized.
I move that the commission grant the motion for admission pro hoc vici of Dorothy E. Jaffe Esquire and Justin T. Somolowski Esquire. Also move.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 15 is in docket number 2023-1E. This is a motion for admission pro hoc vici of Michael K. Lavanga Esquire on behalf of Nucor Steel, South Carolina.
With regard to Utilities Agenda Item 15, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin,
thank you. I move the commission grant the motion for pro hoc vici of Michael K. Lavanja Esquire, filed on behalf of Nucor Steel, South Carolina. So moved.
thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 16 is a request from the Office of Regulatory Staff to remove Christopher M. Huber Esquire as the primary contact on all docket matters and to substitute Benjamin P. Mustian Esquire as primary contact.
With regard to Utilities Agenda Item 16, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin is recognized.
thank you. I move that the chief clerk for the commission request from the Office of Regulatory Staff a list of all dockets that ORS requests for Attorney Christopher M. Huber to be removed as the primary contact and for substitution of Attorney Benjamin E. Mustian as primary counsel for those dockets. Upon receipt of the lists from ORS, the chief clerk shall have 10 days to substitute Mr. Mustian for Mr. Huber. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 17 is a request from Commissioner Carol E. Williams to discuss receiving information from utilities concerning the Inflation Reduction Act.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams,
Thank you. I move that the commission ask the Office of Regulatory Staff to comment on whether or not an administrative docket should be opened by the commission to require that electric utilities subject to the commission's jurisdiction shall provide semi-annual reports related to the Federal Inflation Reduction Act. I also move that ORS comment on whether such information from electric utilities would be useful to ORS and potentially other interested parties when providing comments and information in dockets, and what type of information would be needed from the electric utilities related to the utilities' ability to obtain directly or indirectly federal grants, low-interest loans, tax credits, or other benefits under the Inflation Reduction Act. I further move that ORS provide its comments no later than 30 days from today. However, if additional time is needed for ORS to comment, Commission staff is authorized to make such adjustments or extension.
thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Carol Lee Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carol Lee Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 18 is in dockets numbered 2023-15E, 2023-16E, and 2023-17E. This is the petition of Carolina's Clean Energy Business Association to intervene in this docket out of time.
With regard to Utilities Agenda Item 18, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Urban.
I move that the petitions to intervene Carolina's Clean Energy Association, also known as SECEBA, be granted. SECEBA meets the requirements for the petition to intervene as described in Commission Regulation 103-825, subsection A3. It states good cause as to why it should be allowed late intervention in these three dockets. No objections to the petition to intervene have been filed. Allowing late intervention would not prejudice any parties in these dockets. Therefore, I move that we grant the petitions to intervene filed on behalf of SECEBA and dockets numbers 2023-15E, 2023-16E, and 2023-17E. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Urban. Commissioners, with regard to the motion made by Commissioner Urban, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 19 appears in docket number 2022-84WS. This is a motion for extension of time until May 26, 2023, filed by complainant petitioners Sarah Zito, Alvaro Sarmiento Jr., Mark Shin, and Daniel Bermudez.
With regard to agenda item 19, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the commission grant the motion for extension of time filed by the complainants in this case. The complainants will have until May 26, 2023 to file a response to 1. Defendants Strata Audubon LLC and Strata Viridian LLC's request for order finding that no testimonial hearing is requested in this customer complaint, proceeding and dismissing the matter based on the written record. 2. Defendant's motion for protective order. And 3. Conservis LLC's motion for a protective order. During the time granted for this extension and until the commission rules upon the motions for protective orders, all pending discovery issues and matters raised in the motions for protective orders shall remain in the current status quo, and no further discovery production related to the motion is required or due at this time until otherwise ruled upon by the commission. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, that completes the utilities agenda before the commission. So moving on to the motor carrier agenda, item numbers 1 through 10 are requests for Class C certificates. Staff recommends that these items be taken together, and I will review them for the commission. Item number 1 appears in docket number 2023-137T, which is the application of Tito's Trolley LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 2 is in docket number 2023-139T, which is the application of J&K Non-Medical Transport LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 3 is in docket number 2023-141T. This is the application of Caring for You Transport Services LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 4 appears in docket number 2023-142T. This is the application of A&M Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 5 is in docket number 2023-143T. This is the application of Ruth Lewis Health Daycare for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 6 appears in docket number 2023-144T. This is the application of Faithful Adult Daycare Services LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 7 is in docket number 2023-145T. This is the application of Thrice Nation LLC doing business as Thrice Transportation for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 8 is in docket number 2023-146T, which is the application of MedRide Transportation Services LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 9 is in docket number 2023-147T, which is the application of A&T Care Nursing LLC, doing business as A&T Transport Services for a Class C non-emergency certificate. And finally, item number 10 appears in docket number 2023-148T, which is the application of Safe and Easy Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Commissioners, we've heard motor carrier agenda items 1 through 10, identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Irvin is recognized.
Thank you, ma'am. I move that the commission approve the applications for Class C certificates in items numbers 1 through 10 as listed by Mr. Scarborough. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, with regard to Commissioner Irvin's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2021-368T. This is a request of Ginger's Adult Daycare Transportation LLC to amend Class C non-emergency certificate number 9693 to reflect 15 passengers.
With regard to motor carrier agenda item 11, is there a motion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Justin Williams is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, fellow commissioners, I move that the commission amend certificate number 9693 by changing and increasing the passenger restriction on such certificate from 7 to 15 passengers. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, with regard to the motion of Commissioner Justin Williams, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 12 is in docket number 2022-385T. This is a request from Sunshine Taxi LLC for a 3-month extension of time to comply with commission rules and regulations.
With regard to transportation agenda item 12, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston is recognized.
I move that the commission grant the request of Sunshine Taxi LLC for a 3-month extension or until August 25th, 2023, to comply with commission rules and regulations.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, with regard to Commissioner Caston's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 13 is in docket number 1993-312T, which is a request from Yellow Cab Company of Charleston to cancel Class C taxi certificate number 6119-B.
With regard to transportation agenda item 13, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the commission grant the request. I stand corrected.
Chair Belzer, may I make the motion?
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Thank
yes.
you. I move that the
I beg
commission
your pardon.
grant the request of Yellow Cab Company of Charleston, doing business as Yellow Cab Carriage, to cancel Class C taxi certificate number 6119B.
Thank you, Commissioner Carolee Williams. Commissioners, with regard to this agenda item and Commissioner Carolee Williams' motion, is there any discussion? I would just note that Yellow Cab in Charleston's been operating for a number of years, and I think it's a family-owned business, and I hate to see them go out of business, but I did see a article in I think it was the Post and Courier last weekend or the week before. But anyway, just hate to see them go out of business. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 14 appears in docket number 2023-112T, which is the request of 5 Star Delivery Expert LLC to withdraw its application and for rescission of Commission Directive Order Number 2023-284.
With regard to Transportation Agenda Item 14, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, now I would like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston is recognized.
Thank you, ma'am. I move that the Commission grant the request of Five Star Delivery Expert LLC to withdraw its application and for rescission of Commission Directive Order Number 2023-284. Thus, Commission Directive Order Number 2023-284 is rescinded, and the application of Five Star Delivery Expert LLC is withdrawn. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. With regard to Commissioner Caston's motion, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams,
I vote aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 15 is in docket number 2022-399T, which is a request from First Priority Incorporated and the Office of Regulatory Staff to revoke the rescission of Commission Order Number 2023-9 that was issued on January the 12th, 2023.
With regard to Transportation Agenda Item 15, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the Commission grant the request of the Office of Regulatory Staff and rescind Order Number 2023-9, which was issued on January 12, 2023. The motor carrier did not come into compliance with Commission rules and regulations within 90 days of the order. Order Number 2023-9 is hereby rescinded.
Hold just a second, please. Commissioner, I was
Yes,
looking
Madam
back at the correspondence dated May 12th from ORS, and I believe the request was that the Commission refrain from rescinding the previously issued order. Would you accept a friendly amendment
Madam Chair, absolutely.
that the Commission refrain from rescinding the order? I think what's happened is the carrier has now come into compliance. And under the Commission's order, if they didn't come into compliance within the 90 days, the order would be deemed rescinded. So basically, the friendly amendment would be that the Commission refrain from rescinding the previously granted order. Is that an acceptable friendly amendment? I think,
Absolutely, I'd prefer not to than do.
okay. So, Commissioners, we would be voting on, he's accepted a friendly amendment that we would refrain from rescinding the authority previously granted is what it boils down to. We'll get the wording on the motion corrected. And I think that would take care of it. As amended, Commissioners, is there any discussion? Is there any question about what we're voting on? Thank you. Start with Commissioner Caston on the amended motion.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Justin Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The amended motion carries.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the Commission today.
Thank you. Our next regularly scheduled business meeting is set for next Thursday, May 25th at 2 p.m. And thank you, and everyone have a good afternoon. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.